At age 16, Ghanshyam Das Birla or GD Birla set up his first jute trading company in India. And during the First World War, the demand for jute skyrocketed because the British needed jute bags to transport supplies and weapons and all those kind of things. And GD and his family made a handsome profit. After the war, GD Birla wanted to invest those profits to set up a jute factory in Kolkata. But he struggled to break the monopoly that the Scottish held in that sector. Each time he bought a piece of land, the Scottish companies, especially Andrew Yule, would buy all the land around it to cut off his access to the road so that he could not set up a proper mill. One night, GD Birla did manage to buy land along the curve on the Hooghly River. But right after that, he was obstructed again. Sky high bank interest rates, transport fares, especially for river traffic, and machinery costs. And all these were attempts by the British to thwart an Indian entry into a sector that they saw as theirs all along. The project became unviable for GD, and in despair, he decided to sell his factory to Andrew Yule. When he walked into the company, a Scottish manager chided him for even thinking about starting a jute factory. And you know what happened next? GD was so stung by that criticism that he instantly retracted his offer and resolved to break the jute monopoly no matter what it took. 2 years later, Birla set up a new state of the art factory in Gwalior in collaboration with the Maharaja of the place. And that mill eventually went on to become one of the country's largest composite textile mills. Meanwhile, Andrew Yule had suffered in the post war depression and needed cash to clear its debts. That was when GD Birla proudly stepped up and purchased its cotton mills, eventually turning the tables on Andrew Yule. Surely, GD had his fair share of fears, doubts, and humiliation when he was trying to overcome the numerous obstacles that he faced. He could have thrown in the towel at any point in time, and nobody would have faulted him. And he almost did. But what he eventually did was overcome his fear and overcome his despair, rather than letting them occupy the space in his mind needed for actually productive thoughts. Which brings me to today's quote by Swami Vivekananda: Be free, hope for nothing from anyone. If you look back upon your lives, you will find that you were always vainly trying to get help from others, which never came. All the help that has come was from within yourselves. You only had the fruits of what you yourselves worked for. And yet you were strangely hoping all the time for help. End quote. To feel afraid is natural. To give in to that fear is a choice. So whenever you feel afraid while trying to do something that you must do, just remind yourself of Richard Branson's quote: Screw it, let's do it. And if you want more insightful and inspiring quotes and commentary like this, you can download this free ebook, which contains 15 of them, along with much more information on how to meditate and so on. The link is in the description. And until next time, namaste.